Hello there, everyone. Welcome back to some more Let's Play Underrail. In the last episode, Windows hadn't updated my computer again. We had done a bunch of talking in Foundry. To the leaders, to Chief and the Mayor, we met Dan, someone who had run around with Gorski in his younger days, told us to tell him hi if we ever see him again, and related a story to us about him. We met Mr. West from the electronics store, Messer, the butcher, and a few others. We then wandered over to start the Ironhead encounter and do a lot of shooting up and fighting in that area. And then I realized that I actually wanted to wrap up this area first. And the Fremen reminded me that I should probably have stopped in to at least talk to the people who are investigating Evelyn's bunker at the moment as well. So we're going to do that over here. Over in this video. God, I'm tired. Hello. Welcome back, everyone. Alright, so we're back over here, by the way, to do the Foundry quests for the Beast. I don't think I quite described that properly in the last few seconds. I'm doing this as well because I realized when I was out there by the Ironheads that I'm still carrying around an Impure Chromium blade, a captured borer, and I had the sniper rifle. I've left the sniper rifle someplace else. We'll handle that after we're done with the Beast. But I don't want to be carrying around 20 pounds worth of weight when I'm about to kill a bunch of Ironheads and bring back a bunch of loot, which will cut into that. So another reason why I want to do this part first. So let's go in here and see what the Foundry Guard are talking about to meet the people we were asked to talk to earlier. The miner gestures you to stop. This chubby, wide-shouldered man lets out a single long and heavy, abrasive-sounding cough, much akin to a train passing through a tunnel that is too narrow, grinding its way through before being able to address you. Alright, you don't want to go into the mine. The entrance has been closed. Why is it closed? Some nasty creatures have shown up. Trust me, you don't want to go in there. Are you Marcos Banti, the mining supervisor? Yeah, that's me. Who are you? Decker. So what you need? Can you tell me anything about the mine creatures? Look, man, I shouldn't talk about that, you dig? I don't want to be responsible for spreading any rumors, so my mouth is shut until the Foundry Guard deals with this whole situation. Excuse me, a cup of coffee. Dig what I mean? No, we don't have real coffee down here in Underrail. Remember, we use some sort of really packaged dust that tastes a little bit like coffee. I had some of that when I was talking with your mayor, and he sent me here to talk to you. Mayor? Oh, I see. The big boss wants you to convince me to use explosives in the mine to stop the Rockies. I know. We already talked about it. But my answer is still the same. No can do. It collapsed half the damn of mine and set us back by who knows how many months. I know this mine like the back of my palm. It's every nook and cranny. And I know that a detonation would hurt us more than them creatures. Because explosives should be the last option. Dig? Don't you already use explosives in mining? Well, yeah, but the part of the mine where we found the Rockies is extremely unstable and not suited for explosives. We've got some huge cracks going across the ceiling in that area, so it doesn't take a genius to figure out what would happen. We haven't had the time to secure it, and won't, thanks to the stupid Rockies. I see. What can you tell me about the creatures themselves? Well, I personally never saw one of those things, but the guardsmen who did told me they've got a shell made completely out of rock. I've also heard that there's a bigger rock creature that's the real reason why Foundry Guard can't clear the mine. The small ones, while not exactly friable, are not that tough, but the Big Daddy is, like, pretty much invulnerable. That's what I heard. Marcus then removes one of his gloves, pulling it off one finger at a time to reveal a huge rough-skinned hand with dirty chipped nails. He continues with a one-sided smile. Now, I bet no one mentioned them funny-looking worms to you, huh? He proceeds to imitate vermicular movement with his index finger, moving it a few centimeters to the left with each wave of motion. Right? Yeah, that's correct. I captured one of them right here. So you found him after all. Still, I think you'll find what I'm about to tell you quite useful. Listen. Several months ago, we found chromite deposits in the mine. So far, we've mostly mined iron, titanium, and stuff like that, but no chromium. So we started digging in that direction. Along the way, we found strange patches of chromite, where you get chromium from, that had them worms in it. You know, miners would dig the ore and worm with drills, for heads would come out of it. Never seen anything like that before. Weird stuff, I'm telling you. The worms would just get out of there and be on their way, never bothering us or anything. Now, after the Rockies attacked us, some guardsmen who went deeper into the mine told us the worms are all over the caves. I think it's all connected somehow. Maybe the Rockies feed on worms, or maybe it's something else. I don't know. Thought I should tell you that. He puts his glove back on. That's all I got for you. Tell Marshall we are not using explosives. Dig? Is there anyone here in Foundry that can inspect the worms from the mine? A biologist of some kind? Expert in his field, preferably? An expert? No. A biologist, like a zoologist or similar? I highly doubt it. Much work for the biologists in here. Being that this is, well, Foundry. Someone could have stopped by at the bar, visit a relative, but other than that, nope. In the end, I think we're going to have to seek help from someone outside Foundry. He shrugs. Then I think my best option is to make a trip back to Southgate Station and see Quentin. There you go. Damn friable throat. So, anything else you gotta ask me? Nope. That's it, Marcos. Thank you. Yeah. Oh. That was weird. I thought this was a person. Oh, my goodness. Oh. Alright, let's talk with this guy. At first, the tall guard responds to your approach with silence. The uniform nature of all Foundry guardsmen makes it difficult for you to discern any distinct features, but in this case, one jumps into view like a mine shroom in the dark. His damaged shield bears wounds of a relentless attack that can only be attributed to a wild, savage creature. Large scratches, dents, and dried blood streak the shield as if it was a canvas left at the mercy of a deranged painter, and the shield's outer rim has numerous bite marks on it that seem to have been caused by the malicious motion of powerful jaws. Your inspection comes to a halt when the guard utters a simple word. Yes? Can you tell me anything about the mine creatures? First, it's very unsafe to be in this area, and you should leave. Second, I can't speak about it. It's classified. It's alright. Chief Banner sent me here to talk to you about the current situation. I see. Well, in that case, my name is Sabin, but almost everyone here calls me Sapke. Sapke it is. I'm Decker. Pleased to meet you, Decker. Now listen up. After our miners first encountered the Bladelings, a group of us was sent inside the mine to deal with the creatures. While the reports implied they were unusual in appearance, only when we encountered them did we realize how strange these creatures actually were. Sure, they had 4 legs, 2 eyes, mouth, the usual, but their shells were made of hardened rock fused with their bodies, with metallic blades protruding from their backs. It was an unusual sight. Why do you call them Bladelings? One of the guardsmen, Alp, gave them that name. We were clearing the mine together when we named the creatures like that because of the blades on their backs. He called them Rockies, then Little Blades, and then finally Bladelings. The name Bladeling kind of stuck. Tell me about your encounter with the beast. Yeah, the beast. That bloody creature was responsible for the deaths of 9 guardsmen, 9 of my dear friends. It looks similar to Bladelings in general appearance, but is much bigger, with longer back blades and a much thicker shell. In fact, its shell was so thick nothing we used could penetrate it. Fire, bullets, high explosives. The beast struggled off like we were throwing marbles at it. It, on the other hand, had no trouble doing damage to us. By pure luck, I was the only one who managed to escape with my head still sitting on my shoulders. This shield here, it serves as a reminder. I faced the beast too, but I'm wondering if it's the only one of its size? Are there more beasts? Then you witnessed the battleground. It's good you didn't become part of that bloody scenery, and I can only imagine what the thing did to the bodies after I fled. But that beast is the only one I saw. You must have noticed the numerous scars it had on its body, and it looked, at least to me, to be very old, ancient. The beast, if there are more of them of that size, well, we're in a lot of muck. Whatever the case may be, I will hunt down that creature and its existence. I feel it. Do you know anything about the worms in the mine? I remember those things. They had strange heads shaped like drills, but they weren't aggressive, so we usually paid no attention to them. We had bigger problems to deal with. Some of the guys did shoot them or step on a few that hadn't had time to find a hiding place. In any case, they were no threat to us at the time. That's all I needed. Thank you, Saban. Well, while we're here, let's search a few more barrels. It occurs to me we've only explored... Well, we did explore all the hostile areas of the mine, but there is a bunch of other caverns here. We'll come back and explore that when we're gathering help to help us fight the beast. Maybe there's an odd item or two in there that we didn't get. But we should level, I think, when we bring these bits to Southgate Station. Oh! This is Olivia! Right! This is the guy's wife that he wants to have killed. I was wondering where she was, since I didn't notice any other named girls that I hadn't talked to out in Foundry earlier. Then the minecart here must be used to kill her. This whole time, I thought that, well, maybe you can do both. Maybe you can just kill her up there in that shack she left, or you can interact with the chemical set up there to cause her to die. I was under the impression the minecart was used combined with TNT and that keycard in order to set explosives and detonate them in the mine to solve the problem, which is the wrong way to solve the issues here at Foundry. I've never actually completed the Foundry quest that way. There's so much oddity experience points for solving it the correct way. Bringing this stuff back to Southgate Station. Killing the beast itself will net you, I believe, an oddity item worth 6 oddity experience points. If I recall correctly, 6 or 5 of them, which is that's a fourth a level, fifth of a level, a 6th or a 5th of the level, and that's an amazing amount of experience points to give up on. And I also think that if you don't solve Foundry's problems the correct way, I don't think you get access to Gloria. And if you plan to use metal sheets in any capacity with your character, then you're probably going to want Super Steel. And if you want Super Steel, the only way to get it, to my knowledge... Well, actually, there's 2 ways. You pay for it to have a chance to get some high-level sheets. Or you can get it from killing the Nagas in the DLC as a random drop. But I don't think I've ever gotten a single set of Super Steel that's greater than quality 92. I think, killing the Nagas. Sorry, here for some coffee. It's been a while since we were at Southgate Station. Spent a lot of time at Foundry recently. Hey, Quentin. Forget something? Let's trade. First, do I have anything to trade with him? I do not. Does he have anything I want? Nope. We are good on that front. Quentin, I want to ask you about some odd creatures that are plaguing Foundry at the moment. Thought you might know something. Foundry? Sure. Can you describe the creatures to me? There are these highly aggressive quadruple creatures, most easily recognized by shells made of rock with metallic blades protruding from their backs. Ever seen anything like it? Huh? Never, but that sounds really intriguing. I'd remember it, that's for sure. If you could bring me some part of the creature or a live specimen, then I'd be more than happy to share anything I learned with you. I have a piece of the rock creature. Let me see. Quentin inspects the piece you gave him. Fascinating. As if you detach this from a piece of machinery and not a living, breathing creature. This is from its back, right? Is that what you said? Yes, their backs are covered with these blades. Huh. Well, this is what I can tell you about the creature by looking at this. Considering that you told me the blades grow out of its back, I can guess that it serves a defensive purpose. I see no cavities or canals for nerves or blood vessels to go through, or to accommodate any kind of organic matter. To illustrate what I mean, I'll take our very own bones as an example. We grow our bone through a process called ossification. Do you know what that is? No. What is that? Your bones contain cells called osteoblasts, which secrete the minerals necessary to form bone. The process by which they do this is called ossification. Now, bone tissue is usually composed of a mineral matrix which contains these cells, and bones themselves are composed of approximately 70% mineral content. This blade here, this is one solid piece of metal. No organic matter whatsoever, no porosity, no traces that this grew out of a living being. How does it grow then? That I don't know. Tooth enamel, for instance, is almost completely made of wow. Stygian Software, come on. Now you're just showing off, alright? Ossification, alright, come on. Alright, we've all heard ossification, but this word? Hydroxyapatite. Patatite? Hydroxylapatite, a kind of calcium phosphate, with the rest being water and a hint of organic matter. Amyl is formed within the gums, before the tooth grows out. So there's a possibility that this blade is formed within this shell and grows out later. But how? I don't know. Right now I can only make speculations. You know what just occurred to me, everyone? I'm going to take make a completely unrelated tangent to this. What we're currently talking about. Talk about my stupid talking problem. By now you guys have probably listened to me prattle on about all sorts of random stuff here in Underrail. And you guys have probably noticed that I have difficulty talking when I'm recording. It's been something I've been working on for years now. Easily 2-3 years. I try to listen to what I say and correct myself when I recognize or I realize I've said the wrong thing when describing a certain thing. I have not been able to rid myself of this. I have gotten rid of all the ums and uhs that I used to utter through my years of talking out loud and to you guys, and listening to myself talk and being super annoyed with it. But this is something I can't seem to fix. You'll notice that when I've done a few of these conversations with these characters, how when I speak these sentences, I'm like jumping ahead, and my mouth is working faster than my eyes are reading. And I said almost like "but now" instead of "but how." And I find this super annoying to me, and I apologize for this. It's something I'm obsessed with trying to correct, and I simply can't do it. It's so annoying. Oh, it's so frustrating to watch or listen to one of my videos and to hear myself be talking about a thing when I mean something else different, and realize that everyone's going to be confused, and then I try to correct myself in the comments. It's so frustrating. But it's interesting that I see and hear myself doing it even when I'm reading sentences out loud that other people here in the game are supposed to be saying. I should spend some time after I'm done with this recording and try to see if there's tricks I can do to fix my stupid talking. I don't even know what it's called. It's not the dyslexia. I don't have problems reading the sentences. It's just that I say the wrong words, and I don't know why I do that. Well, right now, Decker, you're having some sort of, like, crisis. Hello, Decker. I can only make speculations about your creature. Here, take this blade back. If you want to test its composition, better have that done by someone, well, someone not a biologist, that's for sure. A smile lifts up his mask slightly. Yeah, see? A smile lifts up his mask slightly. A smile lifts his mask slightly up. If you can bring me any other part of the creature or a live specimen, then we have ourselves a winner. This, however, I'm sorry, this is all fascinating in any case. Well, on that note, Quentin, I do have one of those worm creatures. I'm sorry, not worm creature. Because we weren't talking about worm creature, we were talking about a bladeling. There are these worm-like things there too, with these weird heads shaped like small drills. Drills? I've seen a fair share of odd beings, but one with a drill for a head? Never in my lifetime. Could you catch one, if that's possible? I'd love to take a look at the creature. And you too need some answers, or else you wouldn't be talking to me in the first place, Well, yeah, here, I captured one of them. Quentin inspects the creature as it squirms inside the crate. As soon as it spots him, the creature begins thrashing about, occasionally stopping to aim its head at him and screech in an act of desperate intimidation. Now this is what I'm talking about! I'd like to take a look at it. Anything I should know before opening the crate? How dangerous is it? You've got nothing to worry about. I handled it with my bare hands. He carefully grabs the creature, holding it firmly as it wriggles in his hands. He takes a good look at it, charmed by its oddity and alien form, before he turns to you. Alright, please wait while I examine it. This won't take long. The creature suddenly makes a few powerful motions, wailing its unheld ends, and shakes Quentin's upper body, and prompting him to even spread his legs a bit in order to maintain proper balance. He is able to control it, however. His was a fighter! You wait while Quentin completes his examination, observing him as he performs it with great focus and care. How after only a few minutes, he makes it seem as if he has been handling these creatures for years. Slowly and steadily, he finishes the examination. He places the creature back into its mobile jail, turns to you, but only to inform you that he needs to leave and do one more test. The two are gone for a while. Soon he returns to you with a genuine smile on his face, overflowing with excitement. He wastes no time. I'm back, Decker. Hope you didn't fall asleep waiting for me. You seem happy. Hope you got something good for me. You'll see. First, without dissecting the creature, which I would never do without consulting you, I can tell you a couple of things I've learned so far. Their heads do appear to be used for actual drilling. Even though I haven't been able to see it in action yet, obviously, the combination of the unique shape of the head and the surprisingly powerful musculature makes me feel that it engages its whole body during the process. Maybe it, say, rotates itself in short bursts, or maybe it coils up and releases the energy in that manner. I'm just speculating. What is a fact, though, is that the head is very, very tough, so I have no doubt that it can bore through hard material without much of an issue. As for the rest of the creature's body, it is segmented and has a decently thick skin covered in what appears to be very soft, delicate scales, or at least something similar to it, as in snakes. It probably helps them move, possibly to retain moisture too. The skin is also highly sensitive, which makes sense for a creature limited in ways it can acquire information about its environment. There are a few other details about it, but those are quite minor and uninteresting. Now, what I did was a quick superficial examination. I need to dissect the creature to really tell you more about its anatomy. However, I saved the good stuff for last. I decided to do some psi readings. That's why I left the room earlier, and the readings were off the charts. In fact, the creature exhibits a psi signature so strong that I'm surprised it does not have some defensive psi abilities at its disposal. However, the signature is also incredibly complex, and I'm not ashamed of telling you, even I am having problems interpreting it. He shrugs. I'm afraid that analyzing it is well above my skill level, but I am absolutely 100% positive that understanding the psi signature will not only help you on your, for lack of a better word, quest, but also pave the way to engrossing scientific discoveries, for those of us who care, if nothing else. There. That is all I have for you. That's all very interesting. Regarding the psi signature, do you know anyone I can take this larva to? Well, as far as psi in general is concerned, Ezra is a top expert in Southgate Station, so he's the right person to bring this critter to. If he can't help you, then you're stuck. Yeah, well, he hands the crate back to us. Here. Captivating little thing this is, and feisty. Alright, I'll bring this to him then. Thanks, Quentin. I wonder if Oculus would be able to tell us about this creature if we had done that quest. Actually, that would be really, really difficult to do. Actually, no, it wouldn't be difficult to do. So, the issue with Oculus and joining them is that if you want to do things the proper way so that you can join Oculus, you have to solve the problems in Foundry. We can't complete that yet because we don't have Persuasion, which means that the way we can, I believe, the only way we can properly solve the quest is to solve the beast problem correctly first. Then we get an option to pressure the Warden to allow us to talk to Toreador's Sally Watch. Otherwise, I don't think we're able to convince her to let us do it. Decker. Ezra, could you take a look at this for me? Ezra looks at the restless creature, now at the apex of its aggravation. He focuses on it in silence, and as the moments pass, the creature becomes more and more calm. Slowly but surely, it reaches a point of complete tranquility and motionlessness, on account of which one could easily mistake it for being dead. Ezra? He turns to us. Where did you find this creature? In a mine in Foundry. Interesting. And there are other creatures living among or in close proximity to these? Yes, creatures with shells made of rock that have metallic blades on their backs. Those are the only ones, as far as I know. I see. Another adaptation. It makes sense. And you, why are you so interested in this subject? Foundry is having difficulties with these creatures, and they are infesting their mind. But the real problem is the beast, a creature identical to what I described, but much larger, tougher, and much meaner. As yet, there doesn't seem to be an apparent way to kill it. The creature, because of its heavy armor, is practically invulnerable, and nearly all who faced it lost their lives. So, you want to find a way to kill it? Very well. I understand everything now. I'll tell you what you need to know. The creature you brought to me is actually the larval form of the rock creature you described. As strange as that may seem, yes, these are their larvae. I've encountered them in the past, in different forms, though. Regardless, I can help you find this adaptation's weakness, but for that, you will have to bring me some part of the creature to analyze. Try to bring me a piece of its shell or back blades if you can. If not, then bring whatever you are able to acquire. I have a piece of one right here. Let me see it. I will be right back. He takes a sample from us and leaves the room. Oh, if only the game would do this for the Super Steel. Ezra returned shortly, just as I suspected. Discovered anything interesting? I've managed to analyze the composition of this impure chromium blade. And I emphasize this because over 90% of it is indeed chromium. But that you knew already. However, what you didn't know is that it is the other 10% that differentiate... Wow. Pardon me. I've always had problems saying this word. Differentiate vermin from a walking apocalypse. Foundry is very unfortunate in having their surrounding rock made up of some of the hardest minerals in nature, for it is these materials which together form the living armor of these creatures. And I'm not just talking about their shell. No. It is their whole bodies, which are comprised of these metals and minerals, albeit in varying quantities depending upon the section, of course. Chromium is in itself a resistant metal, but its strength lies in its high heat resistance. The rest of the materials serve to counteract mechanical forces acting upon the organism. It appears that in small creatures, this robustness can be overcome by conventional means, if barely. In the beast, I suggest you return to Foundry and tell them to collapse the cave where it lives and abandon them altogether. But that isn't an option, or else you wouldn't be here. Luckily, there is a way. By my calculations, and I've taken all the approximate constituent elements found inside the sample into consideration, the temperature necessary to melt these creatures' shells should be at least 2,500 degrees centigrade. So, I am American. We use freedom units over here. which is Fahrenheit. I think most of the other world uses centigrade. And all I know about this, the conversion, is that Fahrenheit is going to be it'll be a higher number compared to, centigrade is a lower number compared to Fahrenheit. So if I see 2,500 degrees centigrade, internet, what is that? Centigrade to Fahrenheit. I completely misspelled Fahrenheit, and I also misspelled centigrade. It doesn't matter. 2,500. 4,532 degrees Fahrenheit. Woof. Wow. I mean, I knew it was a lot. I knew it was probably close to 4,000. It is indeed over it. Wow. Ironically, considering chromium is practically the essence of these creatures, this seems to be the most realistic way to defeat it, as Foundry is likely to have some means, be it a furnace or something else, which can melt chromium, hence producing temperatures this high. You know what just occurs to me? I don't understand. That's the wrong word. I'm not familiar with any part of the smelting process or a furnace, and I have no frame of reference to understand heat and what metals burn at what temperatures. Maybe after this, in addition to trying to help myself to stop speaking stupidly, I will watch a video about this. It seems fascinating to me. Ezra, what about plasma weapons? How come these are ineffective against the beast when plasma can reach insane temperatures? When all molecules are ionized, yes, plasma can reach, theoretically, temperatures in the range of billions of degrees. However, most conventional plasma weapons we have today use plasma where only a fraction of gas molecules are ionized. There are three primary reasons for this. First one is a technological limitation. The second is power consumption. And the third is the fact that the shooter does not want to be evaporated together with everything else around him when firing his weapon. You mentioned something about adaptations. What did you mean precisely? You see, the larva uses its psi energy to cocoon itself inside living or non-living entities and tailor its genetic makeup to support the organism's further development in accordance with what it's merging with. Inside, the larva develops into its adult form, and the resulting creature is fully integrated with the entity of choice. So, if the creature wants a rock shell, it will dig itself into a rock and fuse with it. Did you know what these creatures are called? Psi-enhanced polymorphic organisms, or psimorphs, for short. How come you know so much about these creatures? Knowledge like this does not arrive with merely encountering something. I've learned quite a few things throughout the years. There are bits and pieces of knowledge and history everywhere you look, and over time, things simply accumulate. Does Biocorp have anything to do with it? I may have come across some other research. It's hard to remember. He did in fact encounter these creatures through their research, and we will see these creatures again when we get down into the deep caverns much, much later. Well, it seems I'm going to need a way to lure the beast into Foundry and kill it there. Anything you can do to help me with that luring part? And what will you do once it's in Foundry? Do you have a plan? Foundry has this old, large smelting furnace near the mine entrance. I could use that to pour molten metal onto the beast and kill it. That seems plausible. I happen to know from previous research how these creatures communicate. With the larval form you brought me, I think I will be able to create a device which you will be able to use to summon the creature. At least it should. It should? This is an improvised device that I'm making out of components I have at hand. Things go awry. Maybe it'll summon the creature you want. Maybe it'll summon something else. You won't know until you press the button. Making the device shouldn't take long, though. I believe I already have all the necessary components right here. Wait some more, would you? Decker, are you okay? You just glowed briefly, and a sound effect played. We all heard it. He returns with the gift he promised. Here it is. Try your best not to disturb the larva within the device too much. You need it to be alive for the device to function properly. Alright, Ezra. Before I go, do you have anything to trade? Okay, I was thinking maybe we could get lucky and make a plasma weapon to help you with this battle. But looks like we're going to be sticking with pistols. Okay. Alright, and we leveled, everyone. So, let me move my game window over here. I'm still recording. Yep, okay. So, also now, pop up Underrail, my character build. Oops, I have Geralt here. Alright, so let me delete these. Load. Import from file. And I want Underrail builds. Decker. Okay, and what are we doing? We're on the way to level 20 now. We just hit level 18? Level 18, okay, so... Well, it goes without saying that guns and melee get improved. They will always get improved. Dodge and evasion. Looks like these are always... Oh, is that right? Looks like these will not always be improved. I know I'm not leveling them, I think, next level. Hacking. Lockpicking. Pickpocketing. This is a bit frustrating. Tailoring. Yeah, we're not leveling electronics for quite some time now. It's gonna stay at 50 for a while. And by frustrating, I mean that's a shame. It's not frustrating. It's just darn it. If I want to make a better shield or make a plasma weapon for us, which we don't have feats for a plasma weapon. Actually, we do, right? We have aim shot. That will, I think that will work with a plasma weapon as well. Meh. Stick with the plan, Tim. Alright, so... Oh! Right! I am going to take lightning punches this level. We've used our power fist. We're using our power fist often enough that I think we do indeed want it. So the only problem with this is that if I also want to have armor... No, take lightning punches, Tim. Take it. Stick with the build. Alright, and for specialization, what are we taking? Got to extend this a bit. Alright, so we are taking... Oh, okay. Escape Artist. Yep, okay. We'll keep leveling Escape Artist. Escape Artists won't be used too much early on. I mean, we do occasionally fight hunters, and now that we're level 18, we can probably deal with the lurker base down below in the Underrail passages without too much trouble. Because hunters are the ones that throw nets. But in particular, if I'm going to take Escape Artist, I like leveling it before I go to the DLC. The Black Sea has quite a few enemies that like to root you, right? We've got the Savages, and they'll do it. I can never pronounce it. Sobrian. And we've also got the Spiders. And they'll be, in particular, netting us, robbing us of all our evasion and dodge, which also, I guess, Savages do too, and then slaughtering us. So we're going to definitely want some means to get out of the webs when they're placed on us, which will be almost all the time. All right, I'll be right back, everyone. I have to use the bathroom. Much better. Okay. Woo. Yep. All right. By the way, what's my current armor penalty? 10%. So it'll probably be close to this. Okay. I'm babbling to myself because I'm looking at my armor penalty. Since if I do make super steel, because I'll all right, let's get over and talk to. Hold on. Get your head back in the game, Tim. What's going on? A bunch of different topics are fighting to get first in line for my utterance of them into the world. Is what's going on right now. Okay, so since I took lightning punches, I want to keep my armor penalty below 20% so that we can actually benefit from it. If our armor penalty goes above 20%, that feat does nothing for us. And the feat is now making it so that our punches take 2 less to actually... wow, Tim. It takes 2 less action points to swing the power fist now. So if I was to hit 1 and hover over this guy, it's now only 11 action points to swing the power fist. And our gun? It says it's 16, but I know it's not 16. Our gun is also 11. Okay, nice. So they're both exactly the same. So, drugs I think are 10 to use. Yes. Oh, darn it. Okay, that's a shame. So we have 9. We'll have 9 action points left. Is that right? No, 6 action points left, Tim. When you punch or shoot 4 times. 6 is enough though to reload your pistol if it comes down to it. Okay. Anyway, so we want to keep our armor penalty to below 20%. I think we will probably be using greater siphoner leather as our armor of choice later on, but maybe we could also make a riot overcoat similar to the one we are currently using. In which case, I would be tempted to make it out of super steel. It's like super steel sheets. Since that 100% damage reduction against melee attacks is rather nice and would be useful against the spiders. Alright, anyway, we need to talk with Bedard because we need to tell him that we tend to use Gloria for the purposes of killing the beast. What you need? May I ask how high this furnace can go temperature-wise? Can it go to 4,532 degrees Fahrenheit? Ah, yeah, Gloria is very hot. I think she can go up to 3,000, even 3,500 degrees centigrade. Yeah, that's a lot, trust me. She can melt anything. I even told the mayor the same thing, but he doesn't believe me. He told me to shut my tick hole because he thinks I'm making it up to convince him to fix her. Damn him. I'll get back to you. If I'm lucky, I might be able to convince the mayor to get this old gal up and running again. Really? Oh, I'd be grateful for that. I would. But that man is one stubborn son of a rat, so good luck to you. You're gonna need every gram of it. I forgot. We do want to go to the mayor first. Darn it. Gotta walk all the way back here to do it. Looks like we're not gonna do any Ironhead fighting. We're just gonna be dealing with the beast this episode. I always forget how much conversation Underrail has in it. And that's not bad at all. I really do like this. Alright, and apparently all the other thoughts left my head. So I guess we'll talk about this really quick then. So I have watched Knife Gaff do the beast battle on Dominating a few times, and I am utterly I was quite surprised at how many bladelings spawn during the waves of them that spawn to attack you before the beast shows up. It's something like 30 of them. It's some ridiculously high number, and I don't know how you're supposed to do that fight. Actually, I do know because I've watched him do it several times. But if you weren't anticipating that high number of them, that would be a really rude surprise for you if you were to set up the battle, prep for it, similar to the way that I do, which is not too much in advance. We don't have any throwing. So, like, I wouldn't normally have grenades with me. We have no traps, so I wouldn't be setting traps everywhere. But you probably want to, if you're playing on dominating, put down tons of HE traps everywhere and drop caltrops, poison caltrops everywhere that you can drop them, because of how many of them are going to spawn and be rushing you. You also will want Dan and Sapke's assistance as well. What is it now? About the mine creatures. Yeah, you got any useful information? I have learned more about the beast and how to defeat it. Oh, I'm all ears. The creature's highly resistant to both mechanical forces as well as high temperatures. From what I've learned, our best way to defeat it is to use extreme heat. Temperature of over 2,500 degrees centigrade should be enough to melt its shell and kill the creature. Heat. Oh, sorry. Heat? Oh, I know what you're trying to say. You want to lure the creature inside the metalworks and try to kill it with molten metal. Is that correct? I even have a way to lure it there. And I was thinking of perhaps of using that large smelting furnace in the mine to kill the beast. I even have a way to lure it there. That piece of junk. Please, that thing's causing us more harm than good lately. It's been drawing power like a trainload of coil spiders, and even caused a blackout in half of Foundry. Just recently, completely broke down, and we won't bother fixing it for now, if ever. Forget about that piece of junk, and do not listen to Bernard. Don't. Luring the beast into the Foundry would be a high-risk operation. The creature could go on a rampage if let into Foundry, not to mention that the smaller creatures will most likely follow it. Yes, this is what I was talking about and was about to say. And even if you can somehow lure it in, none of the working furnaces can produce temperatures of that magnitude. Besides, the smaller ones we use for melting chromium, but those are simply too small. Look, we really are thankful for your help, really, but the plan you're proposing is just too risky. We need another way. Alright, goodbye, Mayor. Oh, wrong door. Okay, well, we can't. So the mayor has told us no such luck. Too risky, doesn't want to endanger Foundry. We're going to ignore what the mayor wants, and we're going to get this thing repaired anyway. Well, let's go down here, and we'll talk to West. I think he'll be able to do this for us right now. Welcome back, friend. Nope, he's not. Okay. So, this sucks. We gotta go back to the, to Gloria. Be told that we can't tell the guy that we failed to convince the mayor. Then we'll come back out here and talk to West. Then go back to Gloria to get it working. Then go back out here to Dan to invite him to the fight. Back to Sapke to invite him to the fight. Then back to Gloria to do the fight. And we're going to do it all on screen. Let's go ahead and do it. Alright, so what else has been happening, Tim? Any other games you're playing? You were talking about Geneforge Mutagen last time you played. So now I'm up to almost 30 hours in it. And the levels are coming slower and slower. And so because I can't make the numbers go up as fast as I used to, I'm beginning to lose interest in it. The world itself is interesting, but most of the loot I'm getting isn't better than the loot I've had for quite a bit of the game. And it's fun, but I'm also doing the same exact things every single battle that I partake in. The way the initiative works in the game is rather interesting. It's like whenever I play the game and like I'll log out for the night and play the game again the next day, it's like the game rolls for initiative once while I'm logged into the game, and then from that at that point, that's initiative of everything ever in the game. So I'm able to, like, when a combat starts, if my units are going first, they'll all activate in a certain turn order, and exactly that turn order every single time, compared to with compared to the enemies I'm fighting in. And this means that I do the same actions with almost all of my units every single time I'm engaged in any single battle against any single enemy. It's interesting. While my build has been super strong, and I've been able to handle battles that I don't think I should have been able to do with clever positioning and movement and using different pods or spores, it's also boring. because I'm doing the exact same thing every single fight. Exactly the same every single fight. I don't know. I still like the game. I just wish there was a little more... I wish there was a little more tactics that were required for the combat in it. Alright, Bernard, so how about I help you repair the furnace? Ah, so the mayor said no. Damn him again. But hold on. Why would you want to help me fix her? Why is it important to you? I need to kill a large beast from the mine. Wow. That's going to be quite a challenge, but look, if you can help me fix my Gloria, she'll show you what she's capable of. Now, I'll explain what Gloria suffers from, at least what I think is a problem. You see, there's something wrong with the electrode power regulation system that's being controlled through this console. Before Gloria broke down, she started drawing so much power from the system it caused a blackout in nearly half a Foundry. I don't think it's the problem with the console, but the unit itself. Now, nothing that I try seems to work. Muck. Why haven't you found someone to help you? And they are given order not to bother repairing Gloria, so no one wants to help me. On top of that, they call me derailed for trying to fix her. Fools. Can I take a look? Okay, just be gentle. I don't think we have the electronics necessary to fix her. Nice try. I really thought that was going to work, but I guess we're back at square one. Alright, Bernard, take care. Right, so there is someone who can repair Gloria, though, and that would be West. So let's head on over to him and ask him to do it. I think if your electronics is, what, like 80? I think you can do it. It doesn't have to be that high, but you still need some significant investment in it to be able to use it to repair that furnace. So, and West won't do it for free. I think he's going to ask for 1,000 Charons to fix it. But we have 30,000 Charons on us. Yep, almost 31,000, so this is not a problem at all. Now, if I think about it, all this is a bit uncharacteristically kind of Decker. I don't think Decker would do this for Foundry, just to solve their mining problems. Right? He really, really wouldn't care. He just let them deal with it himself. But there's so much audio experience points sitting here that I'm willing to make Decker do this. And if we want to join Oculus, again, we need this problem solved. Welcome back, friend. What have you got? First of all, can we make a plus weapon with what you have? Nope. Well, yes, we can with this. It's gonna be such a low-level pistol. I'd rather, I think, just use my W2C rounds. West, I need help fixing an electric arc furnace. If it's an electrical problem, then yes, I can help you. Where do you need me exactly? It's a large furnace near the mine entrance. One a man named Bernard seems very fond of. Is there a problem? Well, he's not exactly the sanest man around here, but as long as I'm being paid, I don't have a problem with it. And I've already worked with that same furnace. Unless it's something very drastic, I can handle it. Bernard mentioned he thinks the problem lies with the electrode power regulation system. That's not going to be a simple fix. But if that's the issue, then yes, I can take care of it. How much are you charging? Well, I'm asking for 500 charons. I don't think anyone sane would do it for less. It's a deal. Here's 500. Alright, good. I'll be heading there as soon as I finish soldering this thing. Just hope Bernard doesn't talk my friable ears off. Right, catch you later. Alright, so thankfully, through the power of story magic, West will have... Oh, that's what happened. I combined West and Will. Wist has gone to the furnace and already fixed her long before we ever arrived there, which we're about to do right now. Time acts really weird in Underrail sometimes, pun intended. Alright, then what else is going on? Alright, so... Yeah, so... I was talking about Geneforge Musion, Tim. I've also, as of yesterday, got to and defeated the Chapter 4 boss in Loop Hero. I already had beaten the Chapter 4 boss once with my other save slot, but I was pretty happy reaching him as early as I did, a full, I think, 20 hours earlier than I had encountered him in my other save slot. It really helps having gotten so far in the game and having a good understanding of how the different tiles all interact with each other, making a deck suited for the character class I was using, and then making really good decisions as to where everything was placed in the loop. West came and fixed Gloria. My beauty's working again. I want to thank you so much, Decker. You rock. My dear Gloria's back. So is it ready to be used? You can't wait to see Gloria in action, huh? I want to see her too, to tell you the truth. But the thing is, you need to load her with some ore to start this melting process. We went through most of our supplies until the mine was closed, so chances are you're going to have to go into the mine. Any ore rich in metal should do the trick. You can use the cart system to help you carry all that around. Alright, I know what to do. Go for it. So we already collected, I think, 40 or 50 pieces of chromium ore and have them sitting in the mining cart right now. So now all we have to do is go over here and call the cart back and empty it into Gloria. Sorry everyone, I'm making lots of Cthulhu sounds. I'm busy drinking. Let's unload the cart. Alright, and now we turn the conveyor belt on. We have 55 stored ore. And while that... Actually, do we have to start this smelting process here too? Let's give it a little bit. Okay, the lore's all ordered. What's wrong with me today? Let's initiate the melting process. And we got another Oddity experience. Look at all the Oddity experience points we are getting, everyone. It's a ridiculous amount of Oddity experience points for solving all of Foundry's problems. This is actually amazing. I don't remember so much Oddity experience points here. That should be enough. She's now loaded and ready. When you're ready to pour the molten metal into the beast, just pull the lever to the right and watch it burn. I just have one more question for you. How are you going to get the beast to come here? I don't think you can simply go and ask it. I have a device that will attract the beast to the furnace. Ah, good. So you got everything worked out. Well, Gloria's ready, but since I'm pretty darn sure there's going to be some heavy fighting when the beast comes, I'm just going to stay at a safe distance. Ain't much of a fight man anyway. I do more harm than good. After all, I'm sure Foundry Guard's gonna be here to help you. You're not doing this on your own, for sure. Anyway, good luck, and, don't die. Alright, so... let's go and tell Sapke what we plan on doing. I guess we don't need the assistance for the fight, but there's no reason not to have them here. In classic mode, every creature they kill is less experience for you, but we're playing Oddity, so we don't care who gets the last tag on the creature. We care just about the fact that they'll be dead. In fact, we don't care about the creatures at all on Oddity because we got all the Oddity experience points from them. And we don't need any of the items that they drop either, because we're not taking biology. Yes? Would you like to help me kill the beast? The question is completely redundant. Yes, I will help you kill the beast. I'm guessing someone came up with a decent plan to kill it, right? We're going to use the large smelting furnace to kill it. Liquidation. That's an even worse death than I had imagined. Great. I'll join the rest of the Foundry Guard at the furnace as soon as possible. There's no one but the two of us. Why? Are you telling me you planned this pretty much on your own? Hell yeah. You're derailed. In that case, I must be even more derailed for saying this, but I'll be there. I'll be there as soon as possible, Decker. Alright. That's one person to help us. Now we go and get Dan. I suppose, like, we don't need Dan. Even just Sapke and I can probably handle these creatures. But meh. He brings a plasma bot with him. And I think he himself is using a plasma pistol. How many odd experience points did we earn in here? We gained almost 2 entire levels, is that right? Did we really earn like 60 experience points doing all the stuff for Foundry? And we're about to earn like another, I think 13 or so? Well, not 13. Well, if we include the Ironhead battle against Baylor. Baylor has a cybernetic eye that we get to take, and I think it's 3 oddity experience points. Hey, Dan. Hey, how's it going? Would you like to help me kill the beast? Despite the fact that his face is covered by a metal helmet, you are sure that both his eyes are as intensely focused on as wait. Despite the fact that his face is covered by a metal helmet, you are sure that both his eyes are as intensely focused on as if they were a pair of spotlights. Do you really think I leave my boring post just to kill a giant monster and save Foundry from its terror? Hell yeah! Damn if I missed a chance to have some fun in this boring place. I reckon you've got some cunning plan, right? We're gonna use the large smelted furnace to turn the beast into liquid. That's so damn beautiful. I'm actually gonna start crying now. Manly tears, of course. Real men cry mercury. And, well, I haven't seen Gloria in a while. That Iron Lady can sometimes turn quite hot. When she's working, that's what I mean. Oh, Bernard, you crazy idiot. Anyway, I'll be there as soon as possible, friend. I gotta do a couple things first. Alright, Dan, see you there. Alright, we're ready. Let's go ahead and wrap up the Beast Quest. Now, there is a bit of experience points here in Classic mode as well. These, like, 2 Stygian experience points we're earning, that's like 1,000, I think, experience points each. For each odd experience point we would be earning normally in Classic. I think it works roughly that way when it comes to quests. But it just occurs to me, again, if I really wanted to be tricky in Underrail, And I thought it was really low level for some reason, but I didn't find it too difficult to get back here, and I was willing to do a bunch of grinding. I could export Decker, start the game from scratch, and then replay all of this to gain a few extra levels, because we would re-earn the Oddie experience points for quests, even if we wouldn't earn it for any of the Oddie items we'd be picking up again. I think I did that once in the past, because I was level like 15, and I just couldn't figure out where to get more experience points early on. That is no longer the case. I've played the game for so many hours, I generally have a great idea where to go to get experience points down, the order which I should be doing things. It's been a long time since I finished the entirety of Foundry in Oddie mode. I could swear they added more experience points here, which is great. I love that. It makes Oddity a more tempting choice to play. All right, we're all set, everyone. Oop, that is not the hotkey for saving Tim. That's GeForce Mujin's hotkey. All right, device is on. All right, here we go. Time to start killing bladelings. So let's move up here. Right, okay, I used aim shot. I always forget. Bladelings cannot be targeted. Sorry, will not suffer from aim shots. Not talking a whole lot, am I? Oh, you know what? With +1 more dex, it's only now 10 action points to swing both my fists and use our falchion. Do I want to use all of my W2C rounds? I don't think I do. We're gonna punch these to death. Oh, I thought they had a plasma pistol. Okay. He does not. Holy crap. Have I mentioned how amazing the Power Fist is? Of all the weapons I think I've used that are purple in color, the Power Fist is one I actually think I would be using to the end of the game, even though I might have crafting and be able to make a, quote, better Power Fist. Because I think I'm still limited in choosing the Power Fist that I would create to have either electrical damage or the fourth strike stuns and deals 200% damage. I don't think I would get both choices. Both options. Sorry, you can't apply both options to what you craft. There we go. So I'm gonna let them get a little closer. So we could let these guys kill the rest of the Bladelings, but I don't know. I want to contribute to the battle as well. Good God. With 5 attacks with the Power Fist, we could, in theory, get 2 incapacitations on the same target. That was weird. I wonder why they were in... Why they suddenly... I wonder why I suddenly entered combat again when I saw Dan and Sapke. The mayor removes his respirator, clears his throat, and begins his speech. Beloved citizens of Foundry, today we have gathered here to celebrate a great victory. As you all know by now, we've been troubled by vile creatures that terrorize us, especially you, the working people, the backbone of Foundry. We couldn't let it continue. We couldn't let you suffer any longer. We couldn't let those monsters tear down what you've made with your own hands. So the Foundry Guard took action and protected you. Let's hear one big round of applause for our beloved Chief Banner. The crowd cheers. Thank you, sir. Before we begin, I'd like to take a moment to mention those who died fighting to protect Foundry. Men and women who stared in the eyes of these creatures and bravely fought to allow you, their friends and family, to live another day. Let's never forget them. Even though he's not talking about the battle we just did, the Foundry Guard did put up a battle to deal with Bladelings initially, so I think the chief was probably talking about that. The crowd cheers. However, the dead are not the only ones worthy of your praise. This young man played an important role in helping the Foundry Guard slay the largest of these beasts, and the one who was responsible for most deaths. Decker. The crowd cheers. Would you like to say something, Decker? I've never decided to insult the chief or the mayor, and although it's probably what Decker would do, he'd probably say this. I don't think we're going to. We'll just remain silent. Speechless, he laughs. Thank you, Decker, and thank you all for coming here today. If we have nothing nice to say, let's say nothing at all. The crowd cheers. I don't have it in me to say, like, the mayor's an idiot, you should vote someone out, although I really would like to do that. Because I actually still need to turn in quests for those people, so we're not going to do that. And we only got, as you can see, 1 oddity experience for that. However, we're going to go back to Gloria. Oh, crap. Okay, we should still be okay, I think. We're going to go back to Gloria and talk to Bernard. The oh, crap was because I just realized we didn't actually explore the rest of the mine. The mine will now be populated, and you are now no longer able to search certain things without all of Foundry going hostile on you. So, Like, you can't take jackhammers that are lying around in the mine. You're not allowed to open containers and search them, depending upon the container. So, if there was any odd experience points sitting in, like, a desk or something that now has a red hand telling me that I'm not allowed to search it without getting in trouble, then we've just lost some odd experience points. Alright, so let's drain the furnace, the tank. I'm clearing out the remains just because I want them cleared out. Maybe I will eventually take biology. I still have time to change my mind about Decker's build, and if I do decide to change my mind, I'll be glad to have the blading eyes, for example, so we'll hold on to them. The Beast! Okay. Unscathed Scale of the Beast. Somehow this huge Scale of the Beast of Foundry has evaded incineration. 6 points of oddity experience. Look at that. 1/5 a level. And the head of the beast. It's the hollowed head. It's the hollowed out head of the mighty beast of Foundry. Most of the scales have been burned off, but the rocky crest and metallic skull survived. It's very heavy, 30 pounds. We can have that mounted, I believe, in our home when we eventually get that far into the game. Alright, now, what comes next is we're going to talk to Bernard, learn about Super Steel, and then I'm going to go off screen to get Super Steel. So here we go. Bernard looks ecstatic. Isn't my Gloria great? I bet there isn't a thing she couldn't melt. Maybe she can even melt the freaking Super Steel. So, how do you feel now that the mine's been reopened? Yeah, that's nice, but what's more important is that my Gloria is alive and well. Did you see her melt that creature? Only the shell remained. Makes me very proud, Gloria. You mentioned melting Super Steel. Yeah, absolutely. My Gloria could do it. It's up to you if you want to melt your Charons. Charons? Yeah, let me explain what's up. You see, them Charons were created from a very special metal alloy, the Super Steel. Some techno-nuts back in old Biocorp made them to function as commodity money. You see, Super Steel is very valuable industrial metal, not to mention super expensive to create. It's very light, ductile, conductive, and also has other good properties. It ain't real commodity money, though, because there's a catch, you see. Because the old Biocorp technocrats wanted to keep themselves still relevant, they introduced impurities into the alloy as they produced the coins. These impurities serve two purposes. One, they take away from the good stuff of the alloy, its high conductivity and malleability. And secondly, they make it extremely hard to melt. So you see, not everyone was able to actually cash in on the metal, unless they had something like my dear Gloria. Ah, Gloria. What kind of goodies can I make out of Super Steel? Well, weapons and armor for starters. The stuff you can make from ordinary steel right now if you're a metal worker. If you ain't, there's no point in explaining it. Also, Leonie might be able to make sheets of fiber if you bring her some Super Steel. Them things might be of use to you. So, if you don't have tailoring, and you're not making melee weapons, I can't think of any reason why you would want Super Steel. You don't need any steel sheets, to my knowledge, to make any type of ranged weapon. It's not used to make crossbows, it's not used to make pistols, it's not used to make electronic weapons. It's only used in the various melee weapons, spears, machetes, daggers, etc. And it can be used in constructing metal pieces of armor, like this metal armor itself, or you could also add it, I believe, to like I might be wrong about this because I don't think I've ever made a high level one, but I think you might be able to add it to like carrier vests or the like to increase their damage reduction from various types of damage. And you can also turn the super steel into fiber. The fiber you can then infuse with leathers to greatly improve their quality. You could take, for example, siphoner leather, combine it with a super steel fiber, and that would increase the leather to a higher number and change it into infused leather. Siphoner with leather, let's say a quality 69, would combined with, let's say, a quality 120 super steel fiber, would probably produce about quality 130 or so. Infused siphoner leather, which means it's higher level, so it has better resistances, and infused leathers also add some extra special effect to them. Infused cave hopper tabby boots, for example, I believe decrease the cooldown on sprint by, I want to say, like 5 or 10 turns. Half of its current cooldown is removed. If you add it to siphoner leather, I believe you are immune to all acid. You can walk on any acid and take no damage whatsoever. With greater siphoner tabby boots, I believe you can't be slowed at all, and so on and so forth. How many Charons do I need? Well, let's see. Y'all need about 3 standard plates to be able to create anything useful. If we take the weight of the coin minus the impurities, you need 3,000 Charons per set of plates. Yeah, I know it's a lot, but as I said, if you're a metal worker, it'll be worth it. And no, I ain't getting rich off you. My share would just be about 100 Charons per set, and I think that's fair. Alright. So, here's what I'm going to do. First, we're saving the game. Ooh, I shouldn't have saved over that one. Actually, we'll be fine. Alright. Now, I'm going to go off screen for this, but every time I try to make the super steel, I'll hit record, and we'll be back to see what the result is. Actually, I'm going to save the game one more time because I'm nervous. Super steel decker. Now, the way the game decides, the way super steel works, the moment I believe you pay for the super steel, the game has decided what the quality of those super steel plates will be. So, for example, about super steel, let's make some super steel. That's what I like to hear. You can create the 3 sets of plates per melton, and it'll take a while. Oh, and make sure you take everything you need from the chamber before the purification process starts, so it'll be goners. How many sets of plates do you want? In other words, if you haven't searched the body of the beast, do it right now, because it's totally going to be gone when we come back here later. Let's have 3 sets of stupid steel plates. Stupid steel plates? Yes. I'll take 3 sets of stupid steel plates, please. 9,000 Charons. Alright, I'll get right on it. It'll take a while, though, so you come back later. Once it's done, you'll be golden. The game does not fade to black. You gotta wait. How long you gotta wait? 40 minutes. Now, at this point, though, I can increase the speed of the game so that it takes half as long, but I still have to wait 20 minutes? Maybe 25 minutes? And I think we also need to leave, like this area. So we're gonna walk out of there. Come over here. Alright. And at this point, the game... Actually, even before I left, once I paid that 9,000 Charons, the game decided what the quality of those 3 super steel plates will be. when we go and pick them up, if we don't like the quality numbers, if you reload and talk to Bernard again, it's the same numbers. The game's going to give you the same quality, or at least that has been the way it's worked for me in the past. I have spent up to, I think, 12 hours of real-life time trying to get decent level super steel plates. It took, I want to say something like, I think it was 12 or 14 attempts to get any super steel plate over quality 110 during one run on super steel plates that I was attempting. And I was melting, I think, 2 sets each time during that attempt. That took a long time. In any case, we're going to cut the recording here, everyone, and I'll be back once we have the super steel plates that we like. At that point, we'll call it a session, and I will also tell you how long it took me and how many attempts we'll get to see to get the super steel quality that I like. I would like to have at least 2 of these plates be quality 110, preferably 120 or higher if we could. If only one is quality 110 and the others are lower than that, we're gonna do it again. 9,000 charons is a huge amount of money to spend to gain 3 sets of metal plates, and to not have any of them be higher than quality 110 would be that's a middle finger. That's a middle finger to me. In which case I'm like, no, I'm gonna save scum this. It's one of the few things I do save scum. And I would like to say everyone save scums this because of just how much time it takes to get 9,000 Stygian coins. Alright, so I'll be back.